Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Swati and we are discussing literary theories. So we have started with new criticism and we talked about what new criticism is and a few major important theorists of this particular approach, this particular idea. Now in this video we'll talk about the remaining important, very important actually theorists and we'll start with F.R. Lewis. So F.R. Lewis, he was actually born in 1895 and he died in 1978. He was a British critic and he was a bit different from new critics, as to him poem is not self-contained and cannot be separated from other works. These critiques, they actually merge from one approach to another. For example, we talked about post-structuralism and structuralism, and we talked about the writer of death of the author. So his ideas or his approach changed while he was in structuralism, while he was writing about structuralism, and his approach changed when he jumped to new criticism. So Death of the Author was the work by Roland Barthes, and when he was writing about, when he was in structuralist phase, he followed those conventions, and when he shifted to post-structuralism, he changed his approaches. Likewise, the same thing has happened with F.R. Lewis. He has written a very famous journal along with his wife, Q.D. Ruth, and the name of the journal is Scrutiny. Scrutiny was edited between 1932 to 1953, and he has edited this journal with his wife, Q.D. Ruth. This journal was actually used as a vehicle to attack the Bloomsbury group. Bloomsbury group was a group of writers, and we'll talk about all these groups in a separate video. For now, you need to remember that he has written this journal Scrutiny because they have asked this question in the exam, so make sure you remember that. Now, he has written a few important works. Let me tell them to you. The first one is Great Tradition, which was written in 1948. Second is The Wasteland, and in The Wasteland, he actually tells the reader how to read Wasteland. Third is New Bearings in English Poetry. New Bearings in English Poetry is actually the poem. This work attacked late Victorian poetry and celebrated the work of T.S. Eliot, Ezra Pound, and William Hopkins. So New Bearings in English Poetry is actually an attack on late Victorian poetry, and it appreciated the work of Ezra Pound, William Hopkins, and T.S. Eliot. Next thing that he has written is Revaluation, Tradition, and Development in English Poetry. In Revaluation, Tradition, and Development in English Poetry, he traced the work of John Donne, Alexander Pope, Hopkins, and Eliot, and attacked Edmund Spenser, Milton, and P.V. Shelley. So these very important writers, Milton, Shelley, he attacked them in his work Revaluation, Tradition, and Development. In his work, The Great Tradition, he actually mentioned a few writers, a few novelists basically, like Jane Austen, Henry James, George Eliot, and Joseph Conrad. You need to remember these names because according to him, these four are the ones who set the tradition. These are Jane Austen, Henry James, Joseph Conrad, and George Eliot. He considered them as the four great English novelists, and according to him, anyone who touches their standard, anyone who follow these writers and the writing style of these writers, they are a part of great tradition. So this is what he meant, or he said in Great Tradition. Great Tradition, the preeminent idea or criteria of great tradition is moral seriousness. Moral seriousness is the preeminent idea of great tradition, and they have asked this question in the NET exam. So that was about this writer, F.R. Lewis. We talked about his Scrutiny, his Great Tradition, and his other important works. Make sure you remember them because he is one of the most important theorists of this particular approach. And moving on, we have R.P. Blackmore. R.P. Blackmore was born in 1904 and he died in 1955. And he has written this important work by the name A Critic's Job of Work. A Critique's Job of Work. And in this work, he compared a critic's job to walking. He compared walking to criticism. So the comparison of is of walking and of criticism in critics' job of work. Next up, we have Alan Tate. Alan Tate was born in 1899 and he died in 1979, and he was editor of Tennessee Fugitives. Tennessee Fugitives was a magazine and he was an editor of that, and he was an American critic. He has written important works like Man of Letter in the Modern World. Man of Letter in the Modern World. Then he has written Ode to the Confederate Dead. Ode to the Confederate Dead. He has written The Buried Lake, and he has written On the Limits of Poetry. So he has written Man of the Letter in the Modern World, Ode to the Confederate Dead, The Buried Lake, and On the Limits of Poetry. These were his most important work, and he came up with this concept of tension. He says that by removing in intention and x from extension is what makes a work significant or famous. Basically, what he says is that extensive is the denotative meaning, the surface meaning, the superficial meaning, and intensive is the connotative meaning, implied meaning, or metaphorical meaning. So he says that in a work of art, both extensive and intensive work should be there, is there, and this is called tension, and this tension makes the life of a poem or a work, or in general, it's a part of our existence as well. So this is the concept of tension that Alan Tate has given. And the last and one of the most important critique of this particular approach is John Crowe Ransom. John Crowe Ransom, he was born in 1888 and he died in 1974. He was an American critic, and he was the first editor of Kenyon Review. Kenyon Review was a review magazine, and he was the first editor of Kenyon Review. And he was a part of this group called Fugitives, and he was the first editor of Kenyon Review. He has written works like Poem About God. He has written this other important work, New Criticism. Poem About God, New Criticism. Then he has written Poetry, A Note on Ontology. Then he has written Chills and Fever, and Two Gentlemen in Bonds. I'll repeat them for you. They are Poems About God, New Criticism, which was written in 1941. Poetry, A Note on Ontology. Ontology is actually a systematic and hierarchical criticism. And John Crowe Ransom is basically known for this kind of criticism. Then he has written Chills and Fever and Two Gentlemen in Bonds. And John Crowe Ransom has given three kinds of poetry. Number one is physical poem, and this is the kind of poetry which is written about things, things which we can see. So physical poetry. Then we have Platonic poetry, which is basically about ideas, doesn't concern with real objects. Romantics and Victorian poems are Platonic poetry. Example, Ode to Gracious Urn. And then we have metaphysical poetry. This is fusion of reason and feelings. So this metaphysical poetry has both a physical poem as well as Platonic poem. The features of both these poems, physical and Platonic, and this concept was given by John Crowe Ransom. So this was about New Criticism. There are a few important works which you should remember because they can ask you this question. So the very recently, the work written by Rene Wellick and Austin Warren was Theory of Literature. Theory of Literature, another new, new a work in new criticism. This is actually the second wave of new criticism, and Theory of Literature was written by Rene Wellick and Austin Warren. And the second work is Critiques and Essay in Criticism. Critiques and Essay in Criticism, and it was written by Robert W. Stallman. Robert W. Stallman. So these are the few important works by new critiques. So we have talked about what new criticism is, what these new critics are writing, and important works of these new critics, and of course their concepts. With this, we are done with 3 literary theories. Now, I mean, this seem to be really difficult, and it feels that, we just cannot do them and it's not going to happen, or ये तो बहुत मुश्किल है, ये तो होगा ही नहीं, ये कैसे होगा. I hope I'm solving all those questions. I hope I am able to provide at least 40-50% of answer to these questions, and this is of course not sufficient. You have to read by yourself also, but at least you now know what you are supposed to read, what you are supposed to learn, and how you're supposed to make your notes. We discussed the questions that they have asked, so you know the questions that they might ask in the future. So make sure you study by that approach. And if you feel that these videos are helpful to you, and if you feel you want to see more of them, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share these videos with your friends, with your colleagues, and anyone who is interested in knowing about these things. And if you feel you have some suggestions for me, or if you feel you have some doubts or queries, make sure you drop them in the comment box, and just keep on reading, keep on studying. Wish you a very happy and good day. Thank you so much.